Did you know that if you take this road, climb this mountain, walk these stairs, you'll see the devil in a cage? Welcome to a journey through Italy's most surprising Benedictine monasteries. Places where silence reigns, cookies are holy, and the devil gets locked up in a cave. Forget what you know about monasteries. This isn't just Gregorian chants and cloisters, though there's plenty of that too. This trip is about the human side of monastic life, the struggle for meaning, power, food, silence, and how some monks and nuns preserved Europe's culture. We'll explore 3 places across central Italy that might just change how you see religion, nature, and even hospitality. But first, what was the very first book ever printed in Italy? Hint, it wasn't a novel, and we should thank a monk in a cave for it. I'll reveal the answer at Subiaco. Keep watching. Before he became Saint Benedict, he was just a 17-year-old noble living in a hermitage, a remote, solitary dwelling. He fled the chaos of the city for silence. But peace, not quite. He was nearly poisoned, and he claimed to see the devil everywhere, under the bed, in the bread, even disguised as a monk. And yet, from that cave, he founded a way of life that still shapes parts of Europe today. Subiaco, the Sacro Speco Holy Cave Sanctuary, or Saint Benedict's Monastery. Built onto a cliffside like something out of Tolkien, the Sacro Speco isn't a single church, it's a stack of 2 churches built on top and around the cave. The whole structure is covered in frescoes. And what about the characters? They're dressed like Renaissance nobles and medieval knights, even when representing the crucifixion and other episodes from the life of Jesus. That's how you date them, by the fashion. Oh, and the devil in the cage? Yep, that's seriously inside the first church you will visit. Saint Benedict fought the devil his entire life, as you can see from the miracles portrayed in the sanctuary, including an attempted poisoning he prevented, as he was, allegedly, able to spot the devil in all circumstances. The statue in the cave has feminine features as it represents a young Benedict. As I said, he was only 17. A monk, known as Romanus, devised a system to feed Benedict with the basket you can see here. This sanctuary is where it all started. Here, Western monasticism took shape. Abbey of St. Scholastica. Named after Benedict's sister, herself a hermit, someone living a solitary life, the Abbey of Santa Scholastica is a Cenobitic, community-based male monastery. Confusing, right? I thought I'd seen nuns here. This is the only monastery out of the 13 Saint Benedict built in the area that survived earthquakes and attacks, making this the oldest surviving Benedictine monastery in the world, since it was founded back in 520 AD. But here's where something revolutionary happened. The first book printed in Italy came from this abbey. The pamphlet of the Donatus pro Puerulis, Aelius Donatus's Latin grammar, followed by the first actual book, De Oratore, in 1465. Thanks to German monks who traveled to a place that wouldn't exist without the spiritual enlightenment of a young man in a cave nearby. Gutenberg would have been proud. I wish I had the chance to see the Museum of Paper and Printing activities too, but it only opens on Saturdays and holidays, while you can visit both the sanctuary and the abbey with a free tour guide, to be booked in case of large groups, during the week. All links and details are linked below. Santamariadellarupe. Hidden in a dry, rocky corner of central Italy sits a humble monastery where 3 nuns and 1 oblate follow the rule of Saint Benedict. Their lives are simple, punctuated by prayer and reflection, but their hospitality is anything but ordinary. Though secluded, their doors are open to pilgrims, and you'll quickly notice how deeply they care for their guests. It's not just about offering shelter or food, it's about making you feel like family. And then there are the cookies. Not just good for a souvenir good, genuinely good. Buy them for the holidays, for friends, for your future self. Baked with love and devotion, the nuns' traditional cookies are a true highlight of their hospitality. But it's not just about the sweet treats. What sets Santamariadellarupe apart is the genuine care the nuns show for everyone who steps through their doors. When I mentioned my dietary needs, they didn't make a fuss. They simply prepared a meal tailored to me, no questions asked, just a quiet act of kindness that made me feel at ease. This level of hospitality was rare on this trip, while others made a point to mention special requests as an inconvenience. These nuns simply offered their best without hesitation or expectation. It's the kind of care that's rare to find, especially in places that could otherwise feel distant or formal. Nestled in a rugged environment, the monastery sits on the same mountain as the next spot, surrounded by wild boars, foxes, and other creatures that roam freely. The nuns live in harmony with the land, embracing its beauty and challenges. Though their lifestyle is simple, the monastery is an oasis of peace and graciousness. They live by their work and the occasional offerings from pilgrims they host, and while their food may be simple, their hearts are full. It's a place where devotion, humility, and service come together. and where even a cookie becomes a gesture of love. So, when you buy their cookies, you're supporting more than just a treat. You're helping sustain a way of life centered on prayer, humility, and profound hospitality, a way of life that welcomes you in just as you are. Their Instagram account is on the screen and linked below. Place your order and make sure to share their cookies with friends and family. The Montecassino Abbey. Montecassino is a grand symbol of Benedictine monasticism, and it's hard to miss. Founded by Saint Benedict, it has been destroyed 4 times, including during World War II, and rebuilt each time, emerging as a monumental display of faith and resilience. While many are drawn to its opulence, I couldn't shake the feeling that the wealth of marble and gold in the basilica overshadows its original humble spirit. The excessive decoration, though stunning, felt almost suffocating. I found the contrast with Saint Benedict's simple vision jarring at times. However, the crypt offers a refreshing change despite being just as heavily decorated. Surviving the 1944 bombings, it has an entirely different style. The mosaics covering the crypt's walls create a rich, vibrant atmosphere, while the tunnel leading in, lined with navy blue tiles and golden stars, evokes a peaceful night sky. The high reliefs in the crypt are deeply spiritual and visually captivating, telling the story of the Benedictine saints in a colorful, almost otherworldly manner. Don't be fooled by the monuments to either side of the chapel, because the relics of Saint Benedict and Saint Scholastica are not housed here, rather under the main altar. While Montecassino offers a display of power, beauty, and monumental art, it's worth remembering that its splendor stands in stark contrast to the humble devotion seen at monasteries like Santamariadellarupe, where simplicity and hospitality remain the focus. Both places are testaments to the Benedictine tradition, but one seeks to impress, while the other invites you into a quieter, more intimate connection with faith. Montecassino Museum. Can you guess how tiny the smallest book in the Montecassino Museum is? A. 5 centimeters, B. 1 centimeter, C. 10 millimeters. Inside the Montecassino Abbey Museum, one standout piece is the Paternoster, possibly the smallest book in the collection. It measures just 1 centimeter and contains the prayer in 14 languages and 7 in the golden case. It's a marvel of miniature craftsmanship. Shout out to the travel-sized dictionary with its magnifying glass case. That was brilliant. The museum also offers a striking contrast of scale with massive Gregorian chant books on display. Used by monks and nuns during their liturgical services, these oversized books were essential for guiding the Gregorian chants, creating a solemn atmosphere of prayer and reflection. The museum also showcases the treasure of Montecassino, a dazzling collection of golden chalices, intricate vestments, and other liturgical treasures. A reminder that, in addition to its spiritual significance, Montecassino was once a symbol of wealth and influence. The concert at Montecassino. To cap off the Montecassino experience, we attended a concert in one of the Abbey's cloisters. As the music filled the air, I couldn't help but be distracted by a stunning sunset unfolding behind our chairs. The acoustics were incredible, adding a sense of drama to the evening. It was an interesting mix of the Abbey's ancient grandeur and the vibrancy of modern life, where centuries of history seemed to come alive in the sound of the music. Camaldoli. San Romualdo, the Benedictine reformer, sought solitude in the Casentino Forests National Park, where he built 5 wooden cells to live simply and self-sufficiently. The Hermitage is located 3 kilometers up a steep mountain trail. Offering an isolated retreat for prayer and contemplation. Below, in the valley, lies the monastery, a place for communal living. The Camaldoli's monks don't use the title of abbot, rather prior. They focus on the balance between individual solitude and shared prayer. The Foresteria, originally an infirmary for caring for the sick, now hosts pilgrims in a peaceful setting. the monks' commitment to health and healing continues through their pharmacy, a small museum and shop showcasing centuries-old herbal remedies, teas, balms, and honey. Managed by lay people, it's a testament to the monks' tradition of blending spiritual and physical care. Living in harmony with nature, the monks cultivate the land and tend to the forests, embodying the Camaldoli's values of simplicity and self-sufficiency. Side note: if you're vegan, pack snacks, because contrary to the kind treatment I received at santamariadellarupe in Cassino, here they didn't appreciate having to worry about dietary requirements, and the meal wasn't something I would recommend, to be honest. I'll share with you the rest of the hike in another video on the incredible nature we found on this trip. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the rest of the series. Through this journey, we've seen the remarkable contrasts between the Benedictine monasteries. In Subiaco, the monasteries are centuries-old monuments to solitude, where monks and hermits, those who live a solitary life, sought deeper meaning in remote caves. The world may change, but the commitment to silence and the fight against temptation remains timeless. Then there's santamariadellarupe, where nuns not only live a peaceful life in nature, but share their warmth and kindness with visitors. It's a space that's quiet, welcoming, and connected to the local community. Montecassino, on the other hand, is grand, historical, and about power, a place that represents the Benedictine order's strength, as well as its ability to adapt and survive the destruction of wars and time. Camaldoli presents the other side of the coin, secluded, scientific, and spiritual, a place of rigorous discipline that also holds the secrets of herbal medicine and deep silence. In visiting these monasteries, it's clear that Benedictine life is as diverse as it is enduring. Each one reflects a different facet of faith, from the austere solitude of Subiaco to the warmth and service of santamariadellarupe, the monumental resilience of Montecassino, and the disciplined silence of Camaldoli. Together, they remind us that there is no single way to live a life of devotion, only paths that lead us closer to meaning and purpose.